you've ever seen this channel before, you'll know this is my 2018 Audi RS3. And if you've ever seen this channel before, you'll know that I like it a lot. I previously talked about not knowing what I was going to do next with the car. This serves so many functions. It's obviously ridiculously fast and it sounds really good. Handling is decent. Obviously it's not a sports car, but it's definitely passable. It's easy to drive. The DSG is excellent. It's both extremely fast and extremely easy, comfortable. The seats are comfy, the interior is nice, in my professional opinion. It's convenient, it's got 5 seats, fits lots of stuff in it easily, it's a hatchback. It's not too big, so it's easy to park. There's really not a lot out there that I can see that is better. For what I'm after, this kind of just does everything that I want. Which is a problem, because how do you improve on effectively perfection? When I'm running 60% ethanol, this is not embarrassed by a Porsche 911 Turbo S. The Turbo S does beat it, but not by a huge margin. I've kind of known this problem for a long time, and I've known that it's not a problem that can actually be solved. I know I'm not going to get a better car. So for many years, my goal has been to get a worse car. How do you beat extremely fast, sounds great, very comfortable, very convenient? You just make it worse in almost every single way. This is my 2006 Lamborghini Gallardo. It's not as fast as the RS3. It's not as convenient. It's not as comfortable. It's not as reliable. It's also not as cheap. It does have a couple of features that sets it apart from the RS3. It doesn't have cruise control. I don't mean radar cruise control. It doesn't have any cruise control. And I bought it in Sydney and drove it back to Brisbane. Back then it didn't even have an air conditioner. And worse, not only did it not have an air conditioner, it was stuck on heat 100% of the time. That was not comfortable. Another feature it has is it's got double the number of cylinders. Sounds really good. It handles really well. It's still very fast, don't get me wrong. Like, I get it. We live in a day and age where you can go buy a Hyundai electric vehicle that is definitely faster than this. But it's still a fast car. I've actually had this car for a couple of months now. I've been trying to make the first video on it the whole time. But I've run into some hiccups. I slightly broke the car, or more accurately, I replaced the fuel pump. And then the car had to learn. Oh, hello. That was close. Yeah, I replaced the fuel pump. And I think it was quite a bit stronger than the 18-year-old pump that was in it. And so the car had to relearn, how much fuel to put into the car. So initially it immediately flooded itself and the car wouldn't run for a couple of days. And I did nothing, or more accurately, I went down a rabbit hole of electrical diagnosis, and then one day it started working again. I have learned very quickly that these cars are very temperamental. Most cars you drive. In this car, you compromise. You You ask the car to do something, it knows what you want to do, and it might do it. This one has the E-gear, because I can't afford the manual. Also, E-gear downshifts are pretty good now. When this thing approaches red line, it's really a unique experience. And what will come as a surprise to literally nobody, this is a very different experience to the RS3. And that's the funny thing about cars and their numbers. On paper, these have very similar wheelbases. They have very similar power levels. They're both Volkswagens. But obviously, the way that they drive is just wildly different. This is absolutely a worse car at being a car. And it's not even close. I don't want to take this certain places because obviously there's a risk of damage, there's a risk of not being able to get in and out of a driveway. So for convenience sake, this is just low convenience. You're only going to drive this if you want to have fun. But that's the thing, is cars are fun. And if you want the most fun in a car, it needs to be compromised in a lot of different ways.